fucking with it right here with who I started with. Me something like a Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 826 plus 5. Mo bitches, Uno Central Coast mob and suicide. Families arsonists. I step in the booth and gas. I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music. I work hard at this.
That's right, live on Chicano Tube, live back on Chicano Street in this beautiful mes de septiembre, man. Mexican Heritage Month. Ah, man. Se siente uno orgulloso ser mexicano, la mera, mera neta. But hit that like, hit that pinche subscribe. And also, if my audio drops off, gente, just do me a quick favor and just let me know. No audio, no audio, something. Because it's weird, man. It's either the internet or sometimes the microphone. Yeah, these pinchy electronics, man. But hit that like. We got a lot to talk about. We're gonna try to cover it in a 1 hour span. Gracias to all the day wonders. Gracias to everyone in the members only. It just crossed my mind right now. I want to give a congratulations, huge congratulations over to me Chicano hermanos Dankin and Drankin. They just hit the 3K. Man, I can't wait. Let's get that barbecue cracking. Let's get that barbecue cracking. I'm gonna tap in with Bean Loke 209 and see what the 411 is on that barbecue. But again, congratulations, mi hermano. Hey, hard work pays off. Let's do the damn thing one more time. And yeah, if you woke up this morning, you're blessed, man. You got air in your lungs, you got food on your table, you got a roof over your head. You're blessed. I also want to give a shout out to the G Lou show. Shout out to my brother G Lou. I was on last Friday. I hope, I really do hope, I represented the Rasta well. I hope that I represented the Rasta in a professional manner, and that we discussed things that black and brown communities, we can set the example for them, that we can come together and have a conversation. It ain't about, oh, this guy offended me, I'm gonna call 40 guys, let's roll over there. No, 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 no. It's about grown men having grown men conversations and not reverting back to some teenage BS. You know what I mean? Someone sent me a clip, and it said Alvin. Someone sent me a clip of Alvin. And this is what I mean by teenage BS. And if you're mature, then you understand. If you're not mature, then you don't understand, and that's fine. And just keep subscribing, cabrones. Anyways, someone sent me a clip, and it's Alvin, with 20, 30 guys. It feels good, to be with my old homies. A lot of you guys can't say the same thing. And this is the one that wanted to be the leader of the Rasta. Please, please. But anyways, I hope I represented myself in a professional demeanor, in a professional manner. Shout out to the G Lou show. I saw we got over 1,000 views off the top on that conversation, because I think a lot of people were waiting for that conversation. But anyways, we did it. We did it. Tommy Thunder, that's right, my boy. I appreciate Tommy Thunder, cabron. I know you're looking forward to the Thanksgiving fight night, and it's gonna happen. Don't forget, Rasta, it's gonna happen on Thanksgiving Day. It's not Saturday. It's not Friday. It's after you get full of guajolote. That's what I'm gonna start calling these cabrones now. They're guajolotes, man. They're all turkeys and shit. Uh, And once you get full of guajolote, 6 o'clock comes. And if you want to see that pelea, it's totally up to you. It's going to be very affordable. We never break anyone's bank. I was tripping on not everyone. I know not everyone expresses sentiment, but chingado, man. The Rasta was making it seem like 15 bolas, which is too much to support the channels that you fuck with, or just the promotion, or just in general. It could just, you buy the fight, and it's basically a donation showing me to keep it going, Mikey. Keep these fights coming, because no one else is putting them together, right? Um, Anyways, real quick before I go anywhere else. So it seems like Splinter, basically, he didn't get back to me. So if he didn't return it, I'm going to count that as a denial. He denied the fade. I hate to say this. I hate to say this, but I will say it, right? Because when Mikey reaches out to you, I'm pretty much going to put it on a silver platter and I'm gonna give. It's almost impossible for me to negotiate a deal. To not negotiate a deal. I mean, it's almost impossible for me not to negotiate a deal. I've been doing it so long. I bend when I need to bend, and especially knowing that content creator series of fighting is just in its preliminary stages. So I'm basically bending more now than I ever would bend, because when it comes to like what I do and in my professional career, there ain't no bending. People don't hire me to bend. People hire me to be aggressive. But anyways, pretty much, I'm gonna have to count Splinter Prison POV as a clickbait. I'm gonna have to put him in the clickbait column. Because again, I presented it, I messaged you, we messaged back 2 or 3 times. Your interest, maybe you don't have the time, then why wolf? Because it makes us look bad, thus, us that are from a generation where we didn't do too much talking. We just pulled up. And so now I'm going to have to put them in the clickbait column. It is what it is. That's right, Mystic Mac. I appreciate you, cabron. So we got live tomorrow night. Live tomorrow night. Hit the pinche like for the trancazos. We're gonna be doing something I've been putting off for a while. I don't know why. I don't know why. This should have been one of the central themes that we've been just touching and touching and touching on Chicano Street. And it has to do with the motherland. It has to do with those of us that have raíces mexicanos. So tomorrow, Norby's returns to the Pinchi channel. Norby's returns one more time, and let's break this down. I mean, all the way down. What I mean, all the way down, is we're gonna go from BC, which I don't know if you knew this, but when they start counting the years, it's either BC or AD, right? BC. So basically, this is the Lord's birth. The birth of the Lord Jesus was when they started counting the years. And that's funny that's it. It's a fact, and it's funny because now in the climate that we live in, people get pissed off at that. If you say God, 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 they don't get mad. But when you refer to the God of the Bible, they get they turn into like they have rabies. Anyways, that's not everybody, but that's the mob or like the cartel. But anyways, hit that like for the chingazos. Oh, real quick, Mystic Mac, you just reminded me, cabron. So yes, you guys, thank you guys for the feedback for Content Creator Series of Fighting 1 that was dropped. My hats off goes to both of those gentlemen. Absolutely both of those gentlemen. I mean, they threw it all out there on the line. Period. Now, of course, the comments are wild. I knew the comments were going to be crazy. I knew they were going to be wild. I knew everyone was going to have a different opinion, but that's okay. I went ahead. I went through the process. I released the copyrights, released the rights. If anyone wants to react to it, put seconds or clips of it. That's fine. You know what I mean? Now, someone did send me a screenshot or a clip, and I think it had to do with that pendejo Dubs, and he was talking shit. He's gonna do what he does, but at the end of the day, Dubs, you being butt buddies with the runner, you're basically holding hands with someone that's a scammer, a liar, and you have no more principles because you decided to re-team up. First there was a little, you guys got divorced for a second, but re-teamed up, and now you want to talk shit about the outcome. Dubs, I bet you won't pull up. I bet you won't even pull up. Not even once. You want to talk all this high powered shit? You won't even pull up, period. And you know why you won't pull up? Because you ratted on everybody. That's why you won't pull up. Oh, you forgot? That part. Anyways, Sinaloa is like a powder keg right now. Chinga, the food is about to be lit. What's crazy is the last time I went to Mexicali, cabron, Disco El Supervisto, there was fucking federales in trucks all over the border. It's been popping off and cracking off. That's what I mean. It's like in this country, do we want it, this country to be keep it real with you? The mob is like the Democrats or the bullies, right? In this country, and it's like I liken them to the cartel. Serio. So if you knew, the cartel was this group, would you vote for them? or would you want to vote for the people? It's crazy, but I'm not going to talk about politics a lot, gente. But when people that say Uncle Trump, right? And then let me, I'm going to say something about Cholo Juan because he just came out, okay? He's voting for Uncle Trump. In this country, they say Uncle Trump is a cult leader, cult leader, cult leader. Okay. For those that say cult leader, I just want to say this. I just want to ask this. It's funny how they say Uncle Trump is a cult leader. Then how come, answer me this. How come his followers aren't violent, aren't inciting riots, aren't assaulting people? Or how come his followers aren't the ones that are trying to assassinate an opponent? Someone answer me that. It seems like the other group is the cult. Oh man. Anyways, we got an hour, cabrones. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for the feedback. We got like 7,000 views almost on the content creator series of fighting. I know you guys love that. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but I've been doing this for, I don't know, maybe 14 years now. This is 2010 USA boxing events. Now it's more of a show. I can't wait. So I appreciate the feedback, you guys. That's right. Güero Lita's in the casa. I appreciate you, carnal. Güero Lita, I appreciate you, man. There's a day oneer right there. Güero Lita, I appreciate you, carnal. West Coast Graffiti in my algorithm right now, too, for later. That's about to change. Realize that Vato has blocked me. I'm just saying, I said this the other day about West Coast Graffiti. I realized I was blocked. Chemo told me he was blocked. And I'm like, cabron, West Coast Graffiti, what did I do to you, wait? I was the one that was always commenting on your feed. Hey, grab the pistol. Where's the pistol? That there's no other Chicano, I think he's Chicano, on the internet giving the news drinking a pistol. And then he fucking blocks me. I'm like, bro, pues chales, way. You teach who you want to teach how to make fried rice. Anyways, live from the In-N-Out. No, I just came from there, cabron. I just came from the In-N-Out No Serio. I had a 4x4 protein style, and I had a Flying Dutchman. But anyways, Corco Door Security's in the casa. I appreciate you, cabron. Viva Mexico, cabrones. This is our month. We got one more week left of fall, gente. And then we're going to transition. I mean, we're going to from the summer, and then we're going to transition into the fall. And so just enjoy it, man. Enjoy the sunny days. We still got Indian summer coming up in October. So we're still going to hit a little bit of a heat wave. Don't worry about that. But it's all good because the raza is people of the sun. I don't know if you knew that, but we're people of the sun. Man, I can't wait for Norby's to come over tomorrow. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about BC, times before Christ. We're going to talk about AD. AD, if you didn't know, stands for Anno Domini. Anno Domini. Basically, that's when Jesus was born, and in the years after that. So we're going to talk before, after, colonization, tribal warfare, our roots, our raíces, and let's get into the controversial shit. Let's talk about colonialism. Let's talk about the Spanish. Let's talk about infirmities. Let's talk about every racism. You know, I believe Mexico had a racist hierarchy for a long time, a lot of centuries. It was a hacienda system where the rich get richer, there was no middle class, and the rest of them were slaves. And people didn't know that, yeah, there were slaves in Mexico. Of course, there were slaves. They abolished slavery after that in the 19th century, but there were slaves from a lot of years. And I'm talking about poor peasantry in the country. And there was some slaves that were from another continent too. That's right, Artie Marin. That's right. Artie Marin just stepped in the casa. That's right, my boy. I don't know if we're gonna be talking about the YouTube Yarda today, but Artie Marin, then Niles, is on the YouTube Yarda, cabron. I appreciate you. There's Machete, another day oneer. I appreciate you, cabron. Death Row. That's right, cabron. Chain them up, sit them down, light them up, and blow them back, cabron. Speaking of that, Death Row, shit. I mean, real quick, let's talk about before we get back to the Raza topics. Diddy just got busted, gente. It's a perfect example of someone thinking they're above the law. You know, you're surrounded by money, you're surrounded by feria. You've never really had your back against the wall. What's the hardest situation Diddy's ever been in? I mean, I don't know, right? We all have hard situations. Money doesn't erase every situation, but it erases about 80, 90% of them. I'll tell you that. but he's never had his back against the wall. The hardest situation Diddy ever had was the bad boy beef with Death Row. That's the hardest situation where we know because it's been documented that he reached out to certain people on the West Coast, tried to mediate shit. He's just trying to keep things in the studio and keep the numbers pushing instead of taking it to the streets that Death Row wanted to. Death Row wanted to take it to the streets because Death Row identified with the streets. They identified with the streets. And that's the hardest situation he's been in. So a lot of entitlement, a lot of believing that you're above the law. But guess what? Guess what? Sooner than later, it's time to face the music. Okay, but here's the thing. Having all this pinche feria in the world and he's hiring monas out of Figueroa. I mean, that's what just it blows me away. That just blows me away. Hold on, Raza. Hold on, gente. Hold on. Pinchy contractor. Pinchy contractor, man. Get it right, man. Pinchy appraisals and contractors and chingao. That's what I do. That's right. The nutties in the casa. Shout! That's right, my boy. I appreciate you. Tomorrow night, we're going to be going over all the history of Mexico. Viva Mexico, cabrones. I mean, I got to say this. I think we have the best cultura. I think we have the best comida. I think we have the best música. And you should, if your ethnicity is not Mexican, you should feel the same way. You should feel very, very proud. We're going to be talking about tomorrow, pues, la raza mexicana. So again, it if you don't have a Mexican descent, then it you might not be able to relate to everything what we're talking about. I don't want to get into tomorrow about not having Mexican blood and not being Chicano and not being Mexican. How many times do I got to talk about that? I came on the scene, I laid it out there, and people want to crucify me for speaking facts. Well, I'm not hanging off a cliff on that. That's just it. But people want to say, well, I grew up gang banging and I grew up as a teenager with all the Mexicans gang banging. And well, is that your proudest moment? I mean, come on. So, okay, forget all the gang banging. Forget that you grew up with Mexicans that were mostly gang bangers. Who are you now? Are you proud of who you are now? Are you making your parents proud of who you are now? Or are your parents looking at you like, oh, he just wants to be Mexican? So just wear it on your chest, man. But tomorrow I can't wait, cabrones. Nothing South Chicano 2, Pinchy Raiders Nation. That's right. You guys got the W. Dallas got the L. San Francisco got the L. I went to go see the Giants game. San Diego Padres came and we took an L. They got us 6-0. Damn it. And I went to go see that game. Do you see how close I was? I was literally I was right behind the Giants team. So close that there's a sign right there that says watch out, flying bats and foul balls. I took my daughter Gracie. I was in the city. Man, we had a blast, man. I got home about close to midnight. It was a long day. But it's all good, man. Saludos, carnal. Respeto. Güero Lira, I appreciate you, cabron. And if you want to, Güero Lira, get a hold of me. You know what I mean? Get a hold of me. We got the Thanksgiving going down. October, it looked like prison point of view. It ain't happening. It probably was just all clickbait. And I hate to put him in that category. I hate to. But if anyone doesn't want to have doesn't want to sign the contract, I don't know what else to say. Unless it's the street stuff. I know some people are still on that street stuff, right? Well, I wouldn't get hired to the electrical union because the supervisor's from up north. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? It fucking sounds ridiculous. But yeah, some people are still on the, well, I'm not gonna get hired to the plumbing union because the supervisor's from down south, etc. It sounds ridiculous, but it's the same shit. It's the same shit. So it could be that too. He said Puro Norte. That's right, Nutty. I appreciate you, man. Keep striving, cabrón. Keep striving. Do what you do. I ain't trying to talk you out of it. I'm just putting information and glitch out. That's it. Givole, that's right. Saludos, big shout out. That's right. USA, Mexico, that's right. Chicanos, Chicanos. Hey, oh, you just reminded me, cabron, real quick, you guys. So after I did that let's settle politics for once for the raza last Wednesday, our raza conservatives or liberals, this 3,000-year-old debate. Um, I got contacted by a Chicano IG page that they want me to come on. So this week, I'm not gonna do a Friday show. I'm gonna do Wednesday with Norbies. Thursday, I'm gonna be on IG. As soon as I get a thumbnail, I'll go ahead and put it out there. And Friday, I'm taking it off because we're gonna get ready. We're gonna go to Reno. We're gonna watch the Rams game. I want to watch the Rams game, but in a casino out there in Reno. Shout out to the homie hangout. Shout out to Josh over there, sending healing energy, cabron, from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet, cabron. Healing energy your way. And I will be in your neck of the woods, cabron. So if you want, tap in. You got my direct cell. You know what I mean? Or I could pull up. You know what I mean? Hater Rankers in the casa. He says, hanging out with friends from high school is not a good thing. No, well, one thing is the people that went to high school and went to proms and they weren't in the streets, they were just squares. Okay, that's one thing, that's why they have high school reunions. The class of whatever, 10-year reunion, 20-year reunion. Another thing is taking a photo with the same guys you got arrested with, the same guys you wasted years with, the same guys you shot and got shot with, post that photo, and everyone in the photo is still dressing like they're on parole. Everyone in the photo still looks like they're catching cases and making that a highlight. I'm just saying, I'm so glad that the pendejo got fired from politics. What kind of politician is that, man? What kind? Anyways, that's right, hater ranker. Bro, that EBK fight was cheesy and we can hey, well, I appreciate the feedback, cabron. Now, okay, Duran. Now, what about the show itself? Because obviously I can only control so much. I mean, how can I control the fight? You know me. These guys are not boxers. If you're looking for a boxing fight, shit, go to the zone, go to PBC, right? These guys are not boxers. Most of these guys are street guys. So this is what I tell them, Duran. I tell them, don't try to reinvent the wheel. If you've knocked out 200 guys in YA or in the streets or in whatever, then do what you always worked for you. Don't reinvent the wheel. That's what I try to tell people. Because when I don't want people to be like, oh, we're signing up for a boxing fight. Oh, now I got to go to a boxing gym. Oh, now I got to learn this. You're never going to learn it in that short amount of time. Never in 90 days. But if you sat people on their asses before, then sit that person on their ass. If you couldn't, it was either, you got out punched, you got out skilled, you got out willed, or something, right? You got out cardioed, no matter what. But the fights that I want to put on is the fights that the Raza wants to see. I want to put on the fights immediately when it hits the fan. It's hot, they're bumping heads, and it's trending. That's what I want to do. And if you guys tap in, I'll keep doing it. If you guys don't tap in, well, then I won't do it no more. I was just trying to offer it on a silver platter. First off, no one is doing this for the Raza. No one's doing it for the Raza. I was trying to offer it on a silver platter, and that's it. And if they don't, and it was just clickbait, then you are gonna get classified as a clickbait channel. Door security, that's right. Watch the puerta, cabron. We're on the 6 yard, cabron. Trucha. Chicano movement, that's right, my boy. Most high school people peaked around that time. Better to hang out from people from college. Well, I agree. Turkey low. Oh man, Alvin is stuck. Oh shit, man. I'm saying this ain't the Alvin channel, but yeah, I know. And then, hey, that beard, cabron, that beard that the banda world wears, it's kind of fucking lightweight creepy, man. It's lightweight creepy. Like, has anyone ever checked if that vato's on Megan's Law? It's kind of lightweight creepy, man. He's growing a beard that it doesn't fit. You already don't have a neck, and you want to cover it with a beard that has patches. First you need to fill it in. Maybe do what some of the people do is they spray paint a hairline or you need to spray paint that beard in. But anyways, he's doing what floats his boat. Chicano, enjoyable lunch. I appreciate you, Death Row, man. I appreciate you, cabron. Maybe shorter boxing rounds next time. Yeah, we could do that. We could do shorter boxing rounds. It's only up to the people. I'll leave you guys up to decide it. The Cholo Trucker and the Buzz, that one had a badass undercard. The first one I didn't have an undercard, so I decided to add one on the second one, and actually had two Golden Glove fighters on the undercard. I thought the undercard was gonna outshine the main event because, again, just thinking as a realist, what's going to be the best fight? Well, Golden Glove finalists have to whoop everyone's ass in the state, in the region, and then in the state, and then they go across the nationals. So I thought that was going to, but when Cholo Trucker and Buzz went in there that first round, I was like, oh, this is going to be a dog fight. They probably saw the undercards and were like, hell no, we can't let them outshine us. And they didn't. I'm not going to give the results if you never saw the results of the Cholo Trucker fight. But mi hermano Cholo Trucker, if you're hearing me, you have a gift for commentating and a gift for announcing. And I know it's a passion of yours, the sport of boxing. I can't wait to see you on Thanksgiving, carnal. I really can't wait to see you on Thanksgiving. So the runner and Teletubby World are both scammers. 559 Trophy and printing. Ha ha ha. Hey, wait, pinchy hater ranker. There he goes. The 200 gender neutral boys. Um, I don't know. The runner for sure, he's a scammer. The runner for sure, he's a scammer. And then he's butt buddies with the other pendejo. So again, I don't try to just go after anybody that didn't do shit to me. But once it start taking food off my table, or you start name dropping or start doing something like that, it's on. It's on. It's always gonna be on with those pendejos. Always. Ace, okay. Tell Tony I need that boxing match. He's running his neck. Cabron, I saw you in the comment section. Okay. And okay. I would love the opportunity to put that together. But again, it's totally up to you. Would you be up to, how about jumping on an undercard, making a content creator series of fighting debut? If you'd be up to jumping on an undercard, get at me, because I'm going to be having some shows around your neck of the woods. Just get at me on my cell, carnal, 831-204-6977. 831-204-6977. And Tony will be in attendance. And if he sees Ace One Hundo sleeping somebody, we'll see where it goes. I don't know. It's up to the people too. Damn. I'm not even knowing about that. Is that what happened? I mean, I don't know. I believe half of what I see, almost none of what I hear, hater ranker, but I don't know. You do anything dirty, it's going to come out to light. You scam anyone, it's going to come out to light. You portray yourself to be anyone that you're not, it's going to come out to light, man. Everything is public record. It's a trip. You know what I mean? Dubs only fights an hour if the family is there. Damn, man. You know what? Jerry, whatever happened? Is he still around? Remember there was a Jerry, there was a cat named Bitos. There was a cat named Bitos. Uh, um, not that other pendejo. I'm not even gonna mention his name. Yeah, whatever happened to those cats? Are they still around, or they just phased off? You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's called reality. Not everyone is YouTubing and grooving. Mexico has 7 political parties. Where you at, USA? All bad, USA. Yeah, they did, and we'll talk about that because people didn't know the history of the PRI was because, the back then, they were Mexican presidents when they didn't have term limits. There was one president that sat in the presidency of Mexico for 11 terms. That means he got voted in 11 times. And then when it started getting cutthroat, this is what happened. They only started forming political parties. That way, the president doesn't have to be on Front Street and be the face of everything and always everywhere. So they established, like PRI, they established political parties. That way, the political party can be in control of the state and the governor and the mayors, etc. And the president can take a step back because people were getting murked. People were getting, like, Emiliano Zapata got set up. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Pancho Villa got set up. We'll talk about that tomorrow. It was crazy. O sea, the history of Mexico and the Mexican presidency with this new chick that You know, she's like a Mexican AOC, believe it. After she stepped into the office in Mexico, all of a sudden rainbow flags everywhere. Um, we're going to talk about all of that history, but during the presidential candidacy, there was 4 candidates that got smoked. 4 candidates pushed up daisies in Mexico. That's what I'm saying. Do we want a country where there's a mob? Oh, over there's a cartel. But the same thing in this country. It's a mob mentality. Hell no. So shout out. I want to give a shout out right now. Is the perfect time to give a shout out to Cholo Juan because, again, he's just an original. He ain't a photocopy. He ain't worried about the voices in the bleachers. He ain't worried about trying to please anybody. Cholo Juan is just Cholo Juan, right? So he does a music video. He puts on a Make America Great Again. And again, I'm not trying to persuade anybody. I'm not over here trying to twist your arms. None of that shit. I speak from my heart. You get what you get, right? And so to me, it's an obvious choice. I don't even need to see the pinchy debates. All I need to see is my gente sufriendo the last 3.5 years with 2 bags, paying $100 for 2 bags of groceries. Maybe less. I think I saw convicted Harsh Jen Magana. She posted a photo. It was $70 and it was like 4 items. So I didn't even need to see the debates. I know the people that are suffering at the pump, gas station, and at the grocery stores, and the raza can't buy homes right now. I mean, it's just hard. It takes 2, sometimes even 3 person income to buy a home right now. But anyways, we're gonna talk about all that, cabron. That's right. Chuco Town is in the casa. I appreciate you. Orale Ruben Antivirus. That's right, cabron. Tomorrow, tap in about 7 o'clock. I'm gonna go live with Norby's, and we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna talk about everything going back from the history of the raza before the colonization. Let's go all the way to 000. And maybe even before, maybe we'll talk about the Olmecs before, and the different tribes and tribalism, who kept winning, who conquered who. At the end, it looked like the Mexicas were the badasses. It looked like the Mexicas were the ones that were doing it. But we'll talk about all that tomorrow. Mexico, Mexico. That's right, cabron. That's right. Okay. That's right. America needs Morena, third party like Mexico. Yeah, but you know what happens is like right here, we're in the United States, it's a two-party system way. I mean, every other party is pretty much drowned out. It's a monopoly way. That means you're not gonna your voice is not gonna get heard. You know, that's why Robert F. Kennedy had to go over, to the Republican side, the red side, because he was like, you know what, libertarians, he really can't make a difference. So jump over there to the red side. And then the rest of the Democratic family, I'm just saying, they're waking their ass up. That's right, season or sazon or however it is you pray to Mary. No, personally, I don't, bro. This is my thumbnail guy. I tell him make Mexican culture, and you put Mary in there. I ain't gonna get mad. Be getting mad at seeing Mary, for one, is religious. For one, is religious, because remember what they told Jesus when they tried to tongue twist Jesus and get Jesus caught up, and they thought they were wiser than Jesus. You know what he told him? When they told him, "Oh, you're what did they tell him? They told him, you're what do they call them? Not apostles. Disciples. Your disciples don't wash their hands before they eat. Okay, it's the same thing. Like telling someone, like the Apostolic Church where they wear long ass skirts and they got to cover their heads with like a mantel, like those ones from and the Mexicans used to put on the tables. The Apostolic Church, that's like telling the ladies, oh, you can't come to church unless you have a long ass skirt that hits the floor and you have one of those things, mantel, on your head. It's the same shit, right? So what did Jesus tell him? He goes, no, 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 no. He goes, you guys follow after the commandments of men, and we follow after the commandments of God. Orale. So yeah, Mary, no, I don't pray to Mary. And I don't really pray too much like I used to, man. When I was out of seminary, I was on fire, man. I don't really pray too much. I just have that personal relationship where I just know that what I do, better be good fruit and plant that in the ground because it's going to come back to me. That's what I do know. That's right, Droop P. That's right, Cabron. I appreciate you, Cabron. I'm still aguitado that Droops jump ships and that he's on the Banda World. I'm still aguitado about that. It just doesn't look right, man. It looks like he's outshining the whole cast. And I know Banda World's real happy, right? He's like, yeah, I got him. Yeah, I made a deal. No one thought I could make this deal. No one thought I could take him. Lucky's moved on. Lucky's definitely moved on. And shout out to Lucky. He's liked a couple of my things on my IG. And I'm like, okay, Lucky's tapping in. That's cool, man. Shout out to you. Tupac's Revenge. Oh, is that right? Was what happening to Diddy is Tupac's Revenge? Damn it. Tupac's Karma or what? Wait. Damn shit, man. I don't know, but you know, it's time to face the music because Lady Justice is supposed to be blind, man. So when these kind of instances happens, it makes you think whether they're spoon feeding us just to make us think, oh yeah, people get justice one day or another. But how many people don't get justice? Okay. Now, real quick, I heard there was an arrest. They did arrest the youngster in the case of Ah, man, I can't remember. The young girl from North Carolina. They ended up charging the trooper's son. Okay, good. That's good. Just face justice because I was one of the few voices that was blasting it and putting it out there. And we need justice. And just like that happened, I want justice to happen over to my friend Rosie Figueroa. That's for sure. Tomorrow's the junta, the real junta in La Mesa. Feds lower interest rate, yes or no, Mikey? So what's happening right now, cabron, is they're just oh man, they're masking the problem, bro, because of November, the elections. Wait, if you see gas start to go down to $4, that don't mean this president is a hustler. No, it doesn't. It's they're doing all this because of the election. Basically, they're just rerouting the debt. They're rerouting the debt. That's all they're gonna do. So if you see in this last 2 months, gas go lower, the interest rate right now is at 5%. Again, that's all they're doing is masking the debt because we have the elections. They asked, I don't even want to talk about too much politics, but they asked Kemala multiple times, and she's been repeating the same answer. Are we better off now than we were 3.5 years ago? Well, I grew up in the middle class. Oh my God, man. There's just some people that you just know they're fucking lying, huh? Maybe I was one too. Maybe when I was a youngster and my probation officer, maybe I was the same thing, right? He looked at me like que mala, huh? Like he couldn't believe anything that said. And then he always ended up cuffing me up. It was what it was. Damn, that's crazy. What's that story? I don't hear about that story. Oh, the burn victim. I thought you were talking about the young lady that they did a procedure on. And before they did a procedure on, they wanted her to get 3 jabs, 3 shots. You know what I mean? Those shots that everyone had to take when we're on lockdown. They gave her 3 shots back to back about 3, 4 days ago. And her face turned purple, her neck and her whole body. And guess what? Those companies have a liability waiver that, you get sick, you can't sue them. You can't sue them at all. And this is crazy. Our newborn, healthy children are being born and they want to hit them with like 9, 10 shots. So me and the wifey, we don't do that to our kids. No, they have no shots. They have no shots. And that's just me. It's a personal choice. And I didn't even mention this, but Karina Powers, I was on the podcast last week. Karina Powers founded a company, an organization in 2019 called Latinos for Medical Freedom. All we're talking about is freedom, 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 freedom. The same thing with censorship. You know what I mean? If censorship doesn't get lifted, you'll say something online, and next thing you know, the feds will come at your door. What happened to freedom of speech? Now I understand if you're going after someone or you say something out of pocket. I understand that. But censorship is like Nazi Germany. You say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, or they suspect you are, and they knock on your door. That's that same shit. We need freedom of speech. I don't care if you're gonna say something against what I believe. I don't care. I don't care. I don't have soft, thin skin. But that you can say it is the reason this country's supposed to be Greatest country in the world. That's right. Shout out to Mexico, the Paralympians. Oh, that's right. I did see something like that. Somebody came across my view. Pura Azteca. We're going to be talking about that, cabron, where the name Azteca came from, the roots of it, what tribe, all of that we're going to be talking about tomorrow night with the history of Mexico. Man, I can't wait. That one's going to be 100% for La Raza. And a lot of us pochos that are here, second, third, fourth generation pochos. They just remember the name of the state where their grandparents came from, but the language gets lost and the identity gets lost here. Well, part of my job I felt obligated to was when we did Chicano Tube last year is to bump that shit up, get more pride inside of you. We're the raza, we're la gente chambeadora, we're the ones that don't talk too much, but we break our backs, and this is what we teach our children to. That's why when they come out with this weirdo radical ideas, I tell the raza that's not what the raza believes. Or does it? When they want to take God out of everything? You think that's what the raza wants when they want to take God out of everything? That's what trips me out. That's what trips me out, man. We'll have a page be la raza, la raza, la raza. And they're okay with boys going in girls' bathrooms. These pages, la raza, la raza, la raza. And they're okay with, I can go down the list. Forget about it. 25 BPS a la chinga. That's right, cabron. What's up, carnal? That's right, little Mike. Enjoying lunch, carnal. I appreciate you right here. I'm just chopping it up with the gente. Letting people know tomorrow night I'm going to be with Norby's. And so let's go ahead and handle business. Tomorrow, let's talk about the raza. But I know little Mike is pumped up for Thanksgiving, cabron. I know you are. What happened to Woodtober? It didn't happen, bro. Buzz was in. We already know Buzz is not a clickbait. He's not a clickbait channel. But I got at Splinter. We exchanged words 2 or 3 times. I gave him Friday cutoff, and then yesterday I even extended another, DM out of courtesy, thinking, well, he could have been working. I don't know. Maybe got another job, 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts and nothing. So at the end of the day, I think Prison POV is a clickbait channel now. It's all clickbait because we're supposed to be from the pull up generation, not the, well, make a video and I'm going to make a video and I'm going to respond with the video. What the hell? It's like videos are like the slugs inside the 12 gauge now. You know what I mean? They're shooting with videos and that's funny. You know what I mean? That's funny. He ain't even Mexican. No, we'll talk about that tomorrow. At least we have November. Yeah, November is already in the books, and I got something already cooking for after November. I don't want to let it out now. I don't want to let it out now, but I got something already cooking for after November. Possibly could be in December. Most likely, maybe might be in January, but I don't know. The Rams, he says the Rams down. Yeah, we're gonna go see what's up, man. I'm gonna be in Reno this weekend, and so I'm gonna see that one at the casino. I'm gonna see the San Francisco go to SoFi. But yeah, the Rams, they got about 6 starters that are out. Cooper Kupp just went out this weekend. But you know what, gente? Remember, it's the first half of the season. I'd rather get all the injuries out of the way. I'd rather get all the tweaks and tune-ups and adjustments we got to make right now and go into the second half of the season a whole lot stronger and with a lot of momentum. That way we can enter the playoffs strong and rolling. But hey, career ending or I think Tua, to be honest with you, I think he should retire. It's 4 concussions in 3 years is bad, gente. That's your brain. You know, your life, you're gonna live longer than you're gonna play football. At the end of the day, let's take care of our familias. And he already got enough bread. He's breaded up. Tua is breaded up. So, but I get it. He didn't reach his potential. I get it. He didn't get a Vince Lombardi. I get it. I get it. All right, now I'm gonna go to the bottom because they're saying I'm not reading the comments. I'm reading the comments, man. Niners are banged up too. Yeah. So, like I said, it's both of us are gonna be hungry. I'm gonna be at the casino. I don't know which one. I like the Sierra Resort one. That's one of the ones that I like. The Grand Sierra. That's a good one. So you just chill right there. Estás en las mesas. You're ordering pistos. They bring you food. They wait on the tables. Man, I can't wait. It's gonna be a good old time. Language gets lost all the time. We went from the native languages to Spanish, now English. Some of us don't speak the same language as our grandparents. I know what you mean. Look at Norby's, perfect example. Look at Norby's, okay? He comes from the Zapotecs, which was in the region, Benito Juarez, I believe he was also Zapotec. That's the whole region of Oaxaca. So I'm sure Norby's, his grandparents or great grandparents, they didn't speak English. They spoke their native language. We'll talk about all that because there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. People didn't know this when back in the tribal days of Mexico, pre-colonial days, there was like 300 to 400 or more historians say languages. People just thought everyone spoke Nahua. No, no, there was 300 or 400 languages, and there was a lot of war. A lot of war. Let's talk about that tomorrow night. Buzz would dog him. I mean, I was hoping to see it, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be a Woodtober unless Splinter now reached out to me all of a sudden because he saw the payday. I tried to tell you about the payday, cabron, and he tells me he wants Woodtober. Then Woodtober's still open. Even if it's a last week's pull up or 2 weeks before, I would still do it for the people because they want to see them settle it. Just throw chingazos. You know what? I'll do this. If it's like a week or 2 or 3 before the fight, instead of putting rounds and minutes, how about we just make it one of those UFC fights with no time limits? No time limits. You know what I mean? Like, hey, there ain't no breaks. Just go. You know what I mean? Until someone breaks. How about that? We'll do it a doghouse style. Floyd Mayweather used to call it doghouse. Maybe, maybe. Splinters all talk. I'm just saying the contract went out, but I didn't get anything back. Is Raza the new ISIS? What do you mean, Raza? You know what I mean? Because people are, then people start getting technical. Well, Raza means race. And I'm talking about La Raza. I'm talking about the La Raza that Cesar Chavez marched for to get equality. La Raza, which were Mexican. And again, it burns people up. You know, well, I'm this, and we'll be proud of who you are. But if you're not Mexican, then it just wasn't in the cards. But so what? Like, damn, like if I was Scottish, I'd be wearing a kilt every day with bagpipes, and I'd be proud. You know what I mean? This will be fucking bagpipe too. But it just seems like something, people get mad. It's like if I were to get mad if someone called me if I identified as Russian, but I knew I wasn't Russian. But they kept throwing it at me the only reason they keep throwing it at you is because you have a complex about it. I don't have a complex about not being Russian because one, I'm not Russian. And two, I don't give a shit. So I don't have a complex about it. The only reason it burns people is because they have a complex about it. Let's move on, gente. Cálmase. All right, you guys. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Let me give the last roll call. That's right. HCB Chemistry is in the casa. That's right. Big Stumps is in the casa. Pancho Zapata. Gunner was saying, or let's call him what he is. Don't call him that, Pancho, anymore, because we don't say Gunner, we say Runner. The reason we don't say Gunner is because the G's not in him. So we say Runner. But anyways, no, but you can say anything you want, my boy. That's why you got a wrench. It's all good. I'm puro pedo. He was saying he has done multiple giveaways, prizes, PlayStations, and money. Yeah. But what are raffles anyways? Raffles is to benefit you. It reminds me in the Pinchy County Jail, they would have raffles, 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s, and all these hustlers were always hustling, right? And then when it came to collect, they'll want to collect. And the cats that they couldn't pay up, either they got smashed or they rolled it up. But a raffle is to benefit you. I rather get the proceeds from your super chats and your watch hours and buy merch and give that away every 2 or 3 months. That's what I rather do. But I'm different. Dubs is trying to clown Conejo, but he wouldn't step in there. That's what I say. Dubs, he's pathetic, bro. He's a fucking waste of human fucking cells, bro. The biggest highlight in his life is that he took someone's life. That's the biggest highlight in his life. And then being butt buddies with one of the biggest scammers that said he was Raza, but we know he's not Raza. He's German. Come on now, come on. So don't act a certain way. You need to tuck that tail. Matter of fact, Dubs, what you need to do is just fucking do audio videos. No one even wants to see your pinche mascara no more. It's embarrassing. How about all the people that used to shout him out, and then when the paperwork dropped 2 years ago on 4th of July, OG Triple OG dropped all his paperwork. Then Dubs ratted on him, got his channel taken. I know because I talk with OG Triple OG. I think I'm the only one that knows OG Triple OG off the internet. That means I got his cell. I know where he is. Period. He's not gonna do that with anybody because he knows I'm just business. That's it. When he dropped everything, he should have just tucked your tail and ran, cabron. Tucked your tail and ran. But instead doing this pathetic shit, I'm not fucking with the runner. And then all of a sudden your views start to get down. You don't know what to do. Well, let me call the runner up and see if I can kiss his ass and we could become homies again. And of course the runner's gonna do it because he's desperate. He's in Oregon in a little brown apartment, not doing shit, and he's bored. So and then I heard that he has like 50 shoes open on the floor, and someone said that this room smells like hot Fritos. But anyways, a political party. Yeah, we ain't doing no political party, but if it was up to me and I had a magic wand, I definitely would unite Mexicanos. If I had a magic wand that could fucking wave in the air like Harry Potter, it would be all the North and the South Mexicanos give up the beef, erase it. It's over. It's over. Be from your neighborhoods and all that, but North and South is done. Red and blue is done. That's it. Why? Because there'd be less funerals, there'd be less damage in the community, and the plague will go away. But is that ever going to happen? Nah, it's not going to happen. I talked about that on the G. Lou show. So if you want, go ahead and trip out on that one. It was a really good interview. Baby Love Substance, I appreciate you, amiga. Gracias for tapping in on lunch hour. We're about to wrap it up maybe in about 3 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. Yepa, yepa, yepa. Órale, pues. That's right, man. He's chilling, man. He's grabbing some shade. You know what I mean? Don't trip on OG, triple OG. He's going to do what he does, cuz all the time, man. What about that dude 4 extra off the back? This is fucking ridiculous, man. It's not ridiculous. I understand it's for the bag, but it's just funny, man. Imagine me. What would you guys think of me if I were to always do videos and I say, San Fernando gang lord, and they call Adam, uh, no jumper general, no jumper captain, and lieutenants and generals and gang lords, and I'm like, well, how would you look at me if I were to caption it, knowing damn well they're none of that? Matter of fact, none of us want to be generals in that life. Trust me. None of us want to be gang lords in that life. Trust me. Because if you did, you'd wind up like Harry O. You know what I mean? Behind the wall for like 30 years. And when Death Row was blowing up and he put the money down for Death Row because he was a real kingpin, uh, he didn't get a chance to enjoy it. He had all that money in his books, but he was still an inmate. That's what happens to that. It's funny because back in the 90s, all of a sudden I started hearing the term, everyone's a rider, a rider, a rider. And I'm like, it's funny because all the persons that I knew were riders weren't even on the streets. They all got L's. But it's the internet, right? So they'll call the banda world the General of Calexico speaks. And well, maybe he is a General Calexico. I don't know. OG Triple OG needs to come back. Yeah. So when Cholo Juan was doing a video about the YouTube yarda, and I totally disagreed with his view on it. He first of all he's putting Alvin on there. Alvin calls the cops. What? It's like if a law enforcement officer, probation, parole, or somebody they decided to go GP and they hit the main line. What's gonna happen? So sooner or later, Alvin will hit the yard, and then what's gonna happen? Hey, didn't you call the cops on the little homie that tagged on the wall? Off the back, I'm starting to sound like 4 extra now. Off the back, he's off the yard. Off the back. I think I'm gonna start saying that. Off the back. I like how that sounds. in San Jose, when someone isn't cool in the hood, you never see them again. Like a ghost. It's beyond my imagination. How ex cholos go on YouTube and put that part. That part. Yes. Are you from the 90s, cabron? Did you come up in the 90s? You sound like you came up in the 90s because I'll tell you what, when someone got punked, I seen a lot. I seen this happen a lot. They'll jump. The guy gets jumped, right? He blew up something, right? He gets jumped. They punk him. Well, we never had no instances where people will rank it, because that ranking jumping barrios, like the runner, right? He went from NFL to dead end. You really didn't hear of that amongst the Mexicans. You really did. So there was not really no situation like that. But when something would happen like that, the guy gets slapped. We take his belt, we take his paño, stuff. I've seen it happen maybe about 7, 8, 9 times, right? In the 90s, the guy would disappear. But now it's a whole different age. The guy, like Dubs, will tell on everybody, and he told everything because I'm assuming, I don't know, but when you want to go to the other side or what they call debrief, you have to tell everything, every single thing. And someone even told me that he tried to go EOP, like try to play it off with hot meds and that he was a little bit crazy, but that didn't work for him. So the only other way they're going to make him go to the other side because he got scared because all of a sudden he's in the game playing chess. But when the pieces looked like they were going to turn on him, then he gave it up. He should have just fucking went out like Santana and said, you know what? I'm going to make my bed. I'm going to lay in it. This is what I chose. Instead, he tells, and guess what? Now there's a target on your family's back. That's called selfishness and cowardice. But anyways, again, I'm a businessman. It don't matter. Shit, I'll put 6'9" in that fucking ring. Imagine the numbers that will do. I'm a 91 baby. Just saw all that went down. Okay, yeah. So and then they come back on YouTube and then ha 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 ha. And I'm a badass and I've been around killers. But you told on all of them. Oh man, ever had a pager? They're popping in Beirut right now. Yeah, I had a pager. I had a pager. Unfortunately, I would go from the school and then go out to the sidewalk, serve somebody, go back in. I was doing that in middle school. Unfortunately, it was just my upbringing. I had a pager. I did have a pager. 1975 born logo. That's right, cabron. That's, you know what? Then you're my brother-in-law's age because he's gonna turn 50. He's gonna turn 49 this year, and he's gonna turn 50 next year. And that 50 is a big number, man. It's a huge number. Just surviving the Calles Artie Marin, you should just throw a huge pachanga, man, and invite cabron. Let me know. Active gang members with life sentences don't get out. Well, it's because it's funny. You say that Stockton 219, but a lot of the youngsters, is what I tell them. You think it's a two-way trip, and it ends up being a one-way trip. You see what I'm saying? You think it's. I remember partners. I just had a partner that just came home. Like I think it was like 3-4 months ago. He knocked off this store that's changed in 20 something years. It's changed names like 10 times. And he only went in there with the robbery charge. He only went in there with 4 years to do. He just came home. He just came home from like 99. And so it's crazy. It just depends if you're about that life. And we know a lot of people, they ain't about that action. Alvin, you ain't about that action. And you're the wrong one to try to be having a conversation with anybody, Alvin. Forget about that. Business is business. That's right, cabron. 50 homie party in my hood, August. Yay, yay. Okay. A party in my hood, cabron. Calmate, pinche Artie Marin, man. Artie Marin. Well, I don't know the exact number, but at least 2,000 people injured. Hospitals are flooded in Lebanon. Bro, that sounds like another day in Beirut, bro. I mean, and the rappers used to rap about Beirut back in the 90s. That, it was like Iraq and just machine guns all the time. That's crazy. We're here. Our biggest problem here is nothing compared to their biggest problem. Over there, they don't even know if they're gonna live past the day. Over here, we're fucking complaining about the smallest, littlest shit, or being like pendejos and arguing about politics or YouTube. Pull up, pull up, pull up. And over there, they don't even know if they're gonna live for the day. I'm telling you, we're humans are fucking crazy, man. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I like animals more than I like humans. I like animals more than I like humans because animals, they won't fake the funk. They're gonna shoot straight with you, and then they ain't gonna turn on you. And I like animals a whole lot more. Anyways, all right, you guys. Tomorrow night, I'm not gonna go live tomorrow midday, but tomorrow night we will be live with Norbies. Norbies is very well informed on the Rasta history. So I said, let's hit you with the 1-2 combo. We'll be live on Chicano Street tomorrow night. Viva la pinche Rasta. Viva la independencia. Viva Mexico, cabrones. And I appreciate you guys for tapping in. That's right. I'll stop by and eat. That's right. What time is the food? Yeah, I'm tapping in with my brother Bean Loke and Mr. 209. Let's get that 3K barbecue cracking. And I'll go live from that pinchy barbecue as well. Already much love. Happy birthday. Yeah. It was your birthday the other day, right? Not right now, cabrones, right? Saludos, Chicano, Chicanas, low riders, community, Viva Mexico. All right, you guys, live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Catch me with Norby spitting nothing but game, the history of the Rasta. I don't even know if we're going to make it to the end of the history. I don't even know if we're going to make it to the 20th century, to be honest, because we're going to be talking about all of these things in depth. In depth. What if it turns into a 3-hour live? Maybe 4-hour live, maybe till midnight. And then we finish everything off, right? Todos borrachos, drinking tequila, Mexican flags. Or next thing you know, me and Norby's are gonna take our shirts off. How about that? We'll do a hood stocks. Hey, take your shirt off. That was kind of weird, huh? That was, I get it. Trust me, I get it because I've been around it, right? The homies. But if I'm in the studio, I don't got my shirt off and and then a homie comes in and then I'm telling a grown man to take his shirt off. Oh man, alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. All right, you guys, live on Chicano Street. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Be there or be square. Be on the lookout for the thumbnail and then hit the notification. I'm out, you guys. Remember what I always say? Remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories.